Okay, so what's up guys? In the last video that I posted about my calisthenics workout, I tried kind of going over some progressions that you can do for pistol squats to work your way up to doing them with just your body weight. I watched it through though, and I feel like I didn't really do the best job that I could have at explaining it. So that's what this video is going to be about. It's just taking you from complete beginner level in a pistol squat, can't do one at all, to some pretty advanced versions of the pistol squat. And we're going to go all the way through the progressions. I'm going to explain supporting exercises that you can do as well. So we're going to have some fun today. And I should clarify that the TRX band is not at all a bad movement to help you work on your pistol squat. It's just not the only thing that you should be doing if you want to progress as quickly as you can. Okay, so one of the most common issues that holds people back from being able to do a pistol squat is bad ankle mobility. For example, if you're going to go down in pretty much any kind of squat and you feel your ankles coming up or you feel like they want to come up, that is a sign of poor ankle mobility. So some stretches that you can do to kind of open up that range of motion in your ankles include the FMS board toe touch stretches that I showed in my warm-up video. Another one that you could do is this stretch here where you're bringing your knee and you're trying to push it as far forward as possible while keeping your heel on the ground. This is also going to help with hip mobility as well. Also make sure that you stretch your quads and your hamstrings. Now you should be able to do a full range of motion squat, getting all the way down, coming all the way back up with your ankle firmly on the ground. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys some supporting exercises that you can do to work up to a body weight pistol squat. Okay, so the first exercise that I'm going to show you is called a touchdown squat, and it's a type of single leg squat that kind of starts small with the range of motion that you're going to be doing in a pistol squat, right? I have two bumper plates stacked up that gives me a few inches of clearance, but really anything that gives you a couple inches of clearance off the ground will work for this. So genuinely all that you're doing is taking this here so that one leg is hanging off the side, and you're going to go down in a squat and come up just like that. It's that easy. So you want to do this 3 to 4 sets, 10 reps each side, and you want to do that once every 2 or 3 days or so, alongside the TRX band pistol squats. If you want to, you could even do them in a superset where you're doing, 10 and then 10 and then 10 on the pistol squats with the TRX bands. And if you're doing 10 reps each leg on the TRX bands as well, that's going to be a lot of volume, and that's going to help your body adapt quicker. Now, once the two bumper plates or whatever you have starting with gets too easy and it's pretty manageable to go through all 4 sets of 10, go ahead, take another one, slap that thing on there, and repeat. So now you've got just a little bit more clearance, right? And you're going to boom, boom. Now, another thing that you can start doing as well, once you get really comfortable with the motion, try to only touch your heel to the ground, keeping your toes up. So you're here, touch, and coming up, okay? Now, another thing that I want you to focus on as you're progressing up and adding more bumper plates, I want you to focus on swinging your leg forward as you go down, okay? So now the goal here is as you're going down, you want to kind of bring your foot forward a little bit. Try to reach your heel a little bit farther as you get more comfortable with it. And that's going to allow you to add depth to your reps. Okay, so this, right? I got that deep versus this, right? You see the difference there? So work up in small increments as well. You don't need to go as far out as you can at first. Just start going a few inches and just go a little bit farther every time. If you're having a hard time with that step, bringing that ankle forward, you most likely have a weak core and iliopsoas muscles, which are the muscles that are responsible from bringing your knee up like this. One exercise that I love for this one is the captain's chair leg lifts, making sure that you're keeping your knees straight and your toes pointed up throughout the rep. Or if those aren't doing it for you, or if you've done it for a while and you got comfortable with it, you can try holding it for a minute. Try holding it for a minute. Just try it. You can also try leg lifts from the hanging position like this from a pull-up bar. And again, if those get easy, you could try doing static holds. Okay, so now back to the single leg squats. Again, you're just trying to get a little bit more forward with that heel every time that you go down and come back up, right? And you just want to repeat this until you feel comfortable enough to try going all the way down and swinging that heel forward enough that it doesn't touch the ground. So at the bottom of the rep, your foot is still up. And we're swinging our leg as we go down, until we can touch our hamstring to our calf, okay? And then you want to push back up. If you're having a hard time with getting back up, that's likely just quad strength, and so I would recommend doing kettlebell goblet squats for that. But once you can get back up, I mean, that's pretty much it. Now you can do a pistol squat. Congratulations. So now on a flat surface, it's the same thing you're already familiar with. You're still swinging that leg forward, drop it until your hamstring touches your calf, and then, I don't know, just get up. Awesome. You've passed the tutorial. Now it's time to start the game. Introduce a BOSU ball. And if you've never used a BOSU ball before, well, let me explain exactly how to use it in detail so you don't hurt yourself. So at this point, we've developed our balance and core strength enough that we should be able to support all of our body weight on one leg. So to start on a BOSU ball, what you're going to do is you're going to take your foot, your strong foot, your kicking foot is the one you should start with. Place it right in the middle of the BOSU ball and shift all of your weight up onto that leg like this. And just kind of sit there for a second. Once you're comfortable with standing still on one leg on a BOSU ball, try to throw yourself off. Just a little bit at first, you know, leaning forward and side to side. Try swinging your leg a little bit. But you're basically just wanting to learn how the BOSU ball behaves. Then once you feel comfortable and you've done that for a few minutes, go ahead and try it on the other foot. And again, yeah, just learn how it behaves, you know? And now you're really just gonna go through the same exact progression as we were doing with the bumper plates, because now this BOSU ball is your elevation. So you can start by doing single leg squats, just like this, right? And then you wanna start bringing that heel forward a little bit more every time until you can go all the way down, touching your hamstring to your calf and keeping your off foot off the ground. Once again, if you're having trouble getting down or getting back up because of strength, now we're going to try doing goblet squats, but this time on a BOSU ball because we want to get comfortable with the BOSU ball, right? So I've got a light kettlebell here, and I'm going to show you how to mount a BOSU ball when you want to stand on it with both legs. So you're going to start by taking your strong foot, placing it all the way at the edge where you want it to be, right? And then shifting all of your weight onto that leg. Now you're going to step up and place that other leg completely opposite, and then shift your weight onto both legs and balance like this. Now we can take our kettlebell and holding it in a good position, we can go down and do some goblet squats. Now to dismount the BOSU ball, you're just going to basically reverse the process. You're going to shift your weight all the way onto one side, okay? And then just step off. Feel free to use a pretty heavy weight for goblet squats on this because we're trying to build a lot of strength, right? I would do, again, 3 to 4 sets, but only like 6 to 8 reps with the goblet squats here. Anyways, moving back to the single leg squat progression here. Again, we're just reaching that heel a little bit farther every time, allowing ourselves to get deeper with every rep. And once you're ready to actually try a full pistol squat on a BOSU ball, again, the cues for this are you want to touch your hamstring to your calf. You want to keep your heel parallel to the ground, your whole foot parallel to the ground. You don't want to lean forward or lean back. And you want to keep your off foot off the ground at all times. So here's what it looks like. And once you can do that, congratulations, you've passed level 2. Now there's only one more step up from this, and that's to add in an overhead kettlebell. Some things to keep in mind with this: if you're going down and you feel the BOSU ball kind of collapsing forward or rolling forward, that's a sign of bad ankle mobility, and you should try doing the stretches and exercises that I talked about a minute ago. Also keep in mind that doing these stretches and exercises right before you do something like this will provide temporary relief and allow you to do the movement properly. But you need to be very consistent in doing these kinds of stretches and exercises every single day if you want to maintain that mobility and flexibility for more than just like an hour or two. And this is why I preach and will continue to preach that having a good warm-up before any workout is essential. Not just for getting the most out of your workouts, but also just in quality in life in general. Because having good ankle mobility is great, but it doesn't do you any good if you're only having that ankle mobility in the gym right after you do a few quick stretches. You know what I mean? If you want lasting long-term results with mobility and flexibility and stability, just like with weight resistance training, you have to be consistent with it. Okay, so now moving on to the final progression, which is to add an overhead kettlebell. So the exercise I want you to do first are these overhead kettlebell marches. These are going to be great for strengthening the isometric strength of your shoulders, allowing you to actually hold that kettlebell over your head for the entire rep or set. Do these in sets of 3 or 4 with 10 marches, each leg, each arm per set. A couple stretches you can do for shoulder mobility are the bandage stretches that I went over in my warm-up video, these ones right here. Another one you can do is a shoulder flexion stretch. My favorite is this one. All you want to do is grab something at about shoulder height, and as you're pulling onto whatever you're grabbing onto, you want to push your head through your shoulders like this. Go down as far as you can and hold for 1/1000. Come back up while still pulling on whatever you're holding onto, and you can even shift your hips to one side or another like this to stretch your lat on the opposite side. Okay, so now that your shoulders are mobile and strong, we're gonna get back on the Bosu ball here. Okay, and we're gonna do overhead kettlebell goblet squats. And so these look like this, right? So we're gonna bring the kettlebell up and we're just gonna go down in a squat, right? Now I'm sure you noticed that I didn't get very much depth on that, and that's okay. We're not trying to get 100% depth right now. It's very hard anatomically with the position that we're in. The main focus is that you want to make sure that the kettlebell stays directly above your head. It doesn't lean forward or go back. And you want to make sure that your elbow doesn't bend as you're going down. So keeping it straight above your head with your arms straight, you're going to go down and come back up. And from here, we're going to go ahead and do the same progression that we've been doing. So now just with an overhead kettlebell. So we're going to get that overhead kettlebell and we're just going to do single leg squats, reaching that heel just a little bit more forward every time. Then you put it all together and you've got an overhead kettlebell Bosu ball pistol squat. Okay, so now you've made it all the way through pistol squat progressions. And remember, don't be afraid to take time doing the supporting exercises and stretches that I've shown throughout this video. Make sure your strength and your balance is properly developed before trying to move up. Rushing past steps can lead to injury, and I mean, let's be honest, nobody wants that. If you guys liked this kind of format for a video where it's more of a tutorial, leave a like on the video, and also I do read the comments, so if you have a question, leave it down below. Anyways, guys, those are 3 levels of progressions for the pistol squat. Let me know if there's any crazy exercises that you've seen that obviously would require some working up to or progression. I'd love to make this a series. The next video that I'm going to be putting out is going to be my full mobility, agility, stability workout. So sub to the channel to see that when it comes out in the next few days. And I will see you guys in that one. Peace.